So, Alejandro, when I tell you the market's going to crash, do you care?
No, no, actually not. I can make more money and faster.
Hello, Robert Kiyosaki, the Rich Dad Radio Show. Today we have a very important show, but we've always had important shows. And as you know, we talk about financial education, and this is a very important aspect of financial education. You see, one of the biggest mistakes I think our education system makes is you go to school, but you're indoctrinated by Marxists. And a Marxist is somebody who hates capitalists. But the question is, what is a capitalist? Why do Marxists hate capitalists? Because most professors are Marxists. They're like my poor dad. They don't have any financial education. And then I've been doing this now for 40 years. People say, "Oh, financial literacy." Well, it's literacy is the language of money. But they go, "Oh, yeah, I know the language of money," but most of them don't speak the language of money. So today's program is another very important aspect of what really is financial education. They have no idea what financial education means. And financial education is a very big, big subject. It's not just one thing, like studying, it's like studying cars or something. So today we have Alejandro Cardona. Alejandro, where are you located right now?
In Miami.
Miami.
Yes,
Thank you. And with my friend Fernando Gonzalez, and we were touring Mexico.
Yes.
I was so impressed with Alejandro. And then he gave me a gift I couldn't refuse. I like watches, I like pens, I like cars, and I like glasses. So Alejandro gave me one of my favorite watches. It's a Rolex Gold.
Thank you.
And I've been saying to people, if you're going to buy a watch, you may as well buy it gold because, the dollar's coming down, the price of gold's going up. So Alejandro, really thank you publicly for my gold Rolex. And it's gone up a lot in value since then because of the gold. The watch stayed the same, but the gold went up. So we're going to talk a bit more about financial education. And sitting behind me, I'll give you guys a big picture of it. This is a bigger picture of financial education. This is the cash flow board game. And this here is what we teach here. I call this the real board game here. It's a financial statement.
Yeah.
As you can see, it's income, expenses here. Income, expense, asset, liability, statement of cash flow. And most of these stupid professors, they have no idea what I just said. It's just tragic. And they're teaching kids to, go to school, get a job, work hard, save money. Why would you save money when they're printing money?
Yeah.
Get out of debt, and a real estate guy uses debt. And I don't have to pay taxes. But if you're a Marxist, you believe in paying taxes. If you're a Marxist, you believe in labor unions. That's why what Marx said is this book here, the Communist Manifesto. He said, workers of the world unite. The abolition of private property. First rule, they don't want you to own anything. So that's what they say, someday you'll own nothing and you'll be happy. That's a Marxist. That's a guy in Davos, whatever his name is, Klaus Schwab. And they found out he and Bill Gates and all these guys were Marxists. They're trying to wipe out the world population. They just exposed them.
Yes.
And then we have my friend Trump, who I've written two books with. So financial education is a very big subject. So this here is called fundamental investing. So when somebody says, "Are you an investor?" A friend of mine says, "No, I'm a trader," not a traitor. A trader. Warren Buffett is a fundamental guy. This is what he goes on. And this is what the cash flow game teaches. This is all financial education. And then I met Alejandro in Miami, Fernando Gonzalez. And so this is Cash Flow 101. So let me show you this here. And this is very, very important. This is fundamental. This is Warren Buffett. And this is a guy like Jim Rogers. He lives in Singapore now. They're technical guys.
Technical, yeah.
Yeah. So these are traders, are investors. They buy whole gold long term. They want to store it here in the asset column. And the reason Alejandro is so important is because this is all markets always doing this, going up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. And I wrote in my book, Rich Dad's Prophecy, the biggest stock market crash in history is coming. And people got really angry. How can you say that? Stock market always goes up. Well, I went to college. That's why you're stupid about money. So the reason I want Alejandro in it, when I tell Alejandro, we're over here right now, all-time market high, and we're going to crash here.
Yes.
I mean, the market's going to crash. Do you care?
No, actually, no.
No.
I did a lot of money when the market went down. Because
you make more money.
When the president announced the tariffs, I was ready for that. And we did 50 times our investments with options put, which gained a lot of value for that reason. And then when the market went to the bottom of the long-term trend,
Calls.
and we bought some calls too. So it's a very dynamic market, which is not like I'm buying and holding, because we have to take advantage of every opportunity that the market does for us. I think it's a very generous market. It's a very volatile market. And when we are trained to do certain things,
hang on.
it's perfect.
Hang on.
Yes,
I just want to hear that you don't care if it goes up or down.
No, I don't care.
Okay, because this is what you do. He's a technical.
Yes.
Fundamental. This is CASHFLOW 101. Yes. And this is all financial education. I mean, and one last book I'm going to plug is Rich Dad's Prophecy. Came out in 2002, I think.
I read it.
And I said the stock market crash is coming. Well, it's here now. It's coming down big.
Yes.
And who that's going to wipe out are all the guys with pensions. All the baby boomers with pensions, with 401ks, IRAs, RRSPs. Their pensions are going to get destroyed.
Yes.
When it crashes.
Yes, that's true.
If I let you go, I take a big picture first before we go small picture. And the average person, all they know is invest in the stock market for the long term. So Alejandro, if I said, put your money in the stock market for 50 years, what would you say to me? Would you put your money in the stock market?
And it's not profitable enough.
No, but would you put
it? I do it, but
no, would you expect it to be there when you? Do you expect it to go up or down? I mean, do you expect your money to be there?
It's a lot of.
It's probably going to crash.
That's what I expect. Volatility.
We can buy the cash flow game from Rich Dad, but this is all part of financial education. So Alejandro is really a trader, and a person who does this here is an investor. This is all financial literacy. So when somebody like Jim Rogers, who's one of the greatest technical traders in the world, he says, I'm a trader, not an investor. And the average person has no idea what that means.
Yes.
So I'm giving people the big pictures. When I met Alejandro, I said, I love this guy. I'm absolutely proud of him. Because for my financial educations, I took technical trading for about 4 years from a guy named Alexander Everett, I think, Alexander something. And so I was learning how to markets go up and down. My point here is this. As these markets coming down as we speak, millions of baby boomers are going to get wiped out. Because the market, the stock market, everything goes up and down. But the bond market goes down, the stocks come with it, you know. So anyway, that's the big picture here. So Alejandro is a technical trader. He's excellent at it. And he makes a lot of money. And he does not care if markets are going up.
That's true.
Or coming down. Everybody understand that. So now I'm giving people the big picture. Alejandro, welcome to the Rich Dad Show.
Thank you.
And please give us a background. Miami right now, my friend Fernando.
Of course.
Give us a background, please.
Thank you, Robert. Well, I went to college trying to get this answer of what should I do with my future and my money and with my life. So I went through college and I've been studying economy. I graduate from that subject, economy. I'm an economist. So after that, I did a major because I didn't find the answer of how I'm gonna get rich, how I can get wealthy, wealthy. I tried to find the answer through college, and it just a lot of models and things that I never used.
Yeah.
And so I said, okay, I'm gonna give me another chance. I'm gonna take another chance, and I'm gonna do a major in finances. Uh, a lot
What's
of mathematics,
what
math.
schools? What schools and where were you going to school?
I went to Tulane University in New Orleans.
Okay.
I did an MBA over there, and when I was hearing the professors about the stock market, it was so difficult. I was so confused, and I said, "It looks like these guys never invest." Is the I mean, I asked them how much money you do with these subjects that you are trying to explain me, and they say, "No, my friend, we just go by the book." And I say, "Oh my God." So I'm in trouble here. You know? So I start doing my own research about the stock market. But my first approach of this on these subjects was through the game, Cashflow 101. I said this is interesting because it's a lot of profits here. So I'm gonna start going deeply in these subjects to try to find my own answer.
Yeah.
So first of all, when I read the book Rich Dad Poor Dad, my mind went like this, boom. It was like a atomic effect. Reprogram my mind totally. It's a new mindset from someone who went to the college and tried to do MBAs and everything. I was the number one student, Robert. That was my advantage because when I was 25 years old, I said, I'm gonna turn this strong skill that I have been a great student, but now in the real thing, doing the real thing. So when I read the Rich Dad Poor Dad, I could say that this turns into an obsession in my life. I was obsessed and obsessed with financial education, and I took it so seriously that I said, okay, I'm gonna do it whatever it takes. I'm gonna go forward to my goals. I wanna be a multi-millionaire as fast as I can. So I get really serious in this. What I want to tell you, and thank you, Robert, because you literally, through your books, games, and tools, changed my life forever. I mean, it's not something that is was a little bit. No, no, no. It was huge in my future. When I was 31, because Robert, I played the game thousands of times, and I am still playing it,
Yeah.
even though now maybe I am a multi-millionaire person. I never forgot how all this starts with one book, and I
Thank you.
set my mind so strong that I put my mode in financial freedom first.
Yeah.
Then when I achieved that when I was 31 years old, because I saw, I mean, you wrote this. You said you achieved your financial freedom when you were 47.
Yeah.
So that testimonial, it was so strong for me that I said, okay, I can do it too. I can do the same. I don't want to work all my life and having 401ks and all this stupid thing. And I want to do it by myself. I want to build these assets, these successful businesses. But at the beginning, I went really deep in debt too, and bad debt, and it was a very like a bad situation in my life because I tried to do, but I because I read, you say it, if you're gonna make mistakes, do it as fast as you can, as younger you are. So I did it, and I did mistakes, and that cost me $1 million.
Yeah.
But I said, okay. And when I read again the rest of your books and the actual president, Mr. Donald Trump, the president of the United States, when I read that he lost 9 billion, I said, okay, this is very a small amount compared with him. If if he could overcome the situation, I can do it too. And I did it, Robert. And I said yes when I was in zero. Say
Yeah.
yes, I can do this. And I continue with your programs. I did everything you have. I did the coaching. I did the games. I bought the game, the 101 when I didn't have any money. But I found a way to invest in myself,
Yeah.
to invest in me, and my energy start growing up. I went to Phoenix, Arizona in 2008 when you did the event, how to predict the future, remember?
Yeah.
And I was so excited, the energy, everything, even though I was passing through a lot of tests and things in life, but I said I'm gonna continue. I put my own cash flow club in Colombia, I remember, and a lot of people went, and I started teaching this and sharing the experience. But because I played the game so many times,
Yeah.
my brain didn't recognize if that was a game or it was the real thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I could say that everything that I have now, all the properties, apartments, houses, buildings, multi-families, a lot of properties like uh, everything started here in my mind because I was financially free. I reached my financial freedom first in my mind, and then become real step by step as you teach. So it is incredible. I mean, this is like where the dreams come true. This is something so special, and I have to renounce to the old guy, the college guy, the intellectual guy, the loser guy, and I turn into something very very different. And for me, for instance, doing this podcast with you is a dream comes true. I mean, it's I'm so grateful with you, and you know this because I truly love you. You really literally saved my life through your teachings, and now I can play tennis, I can play basketball, I can share with my kids. I really don't care about the volatility because I can see if the market is gonna go down or up. But something that I do is that I reinvest all my money in businesses, real estate, gold, silver. I am super retired, and I enjoy. I'm happy, Robert. That's what
Hey,
I can tell you. That my testimonial. I am a very, very, very happy person because of
I'll,
your teachings. I can
we need,
tell you that.
yeah, we need to take a break. But my
Yes.
point I want to here with this is when I wrote this book here, I think 2002, whatever it was,
Yeah.
biggest stock market crash coming. It's
Yeah.
here right now, right, Alexandro?
Yes. Yes. It's
All,
there. Actually, it's there.
all over the world, it's happening now.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
this is the sad part, you see. The reason people don't invest is they're afraid the market's going to crash.
Yeah.
So they're afraid. That's like if you can't swim, you don't want to go to the swimming pool. But that's the
Of course.
market.
Yeah.
So I had my rich dad, I had to learn markets going up, markets going down. When 2008 came, I thought I died and went to heaven because when it crashed in 2008, all the best real estate in the world was coming out almost for free. I was going, oh my
Yeah.
God, that's wonderful. So I took my financial statement from the one-on-one game, and I went to my banker and I said, I want to borrow money. They said, how much do you want? The point here is this, is that if you understand 101, your fear of losing goes away. So
Yes. Yes.
when we come back here, I'm so proud to be talking to you, Alejandro,
Thank you. Thank you, Robert.
because I only teach to inspire. I don't give you answers.
Yes.
You went and did the homework, and the more you teach, right, the more you learn. Every time you taught somebody,
Yes.
you learned.
Yes.
That's
And
the
learning
rich
at
dad.
the same time. Yeah.
So we'll be right back and ask Alejandro what he sees, how he's preparing for this market we're going into right now, because China serious trouble. Germany's
Yeah.
in serious trouble. Japan's deeply in debt. America is 37 trillion in debt. And a lot of people are going to get wiped out. But Alejandro and myself will get richer. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Silver is the most ignored asset in the market right now, and I believe it could double this year from $35 to $70 an ounce. Why? Because silver demand is exploding. Silver powers solar panels, electric vehicles, AI, semiconductors. It's in your phone, your water, your medicine. But while demand is surging, supply is collapsing. Mines are flat, scraps drying up. Governments are even stockpiling it. Meanwhile, gold breaks records, Bitcoin soaring, but silver still stuck at half its all-time high. That's not a mistake. That's an opportunity. That's why I'm loading up. If you want to learn how to add real silver to your IRA or 401k tax-free, text SILVER to 24999. You'll get the Rich Dad Silver Forecast Guide. Again, text SILVER to 24999 before silver rockets past $70.
Hello, Robert Kiyosaki, the Rich Dad Radio Show, and I'm very honored to have Alejandro Cardona as a friend of my friend Fernando Gonzalez. And we're talking about what is financial education. Some people read Rich Dad Poor Dad, which is a good book, but it's only one part of the trope, one part of education, because this is what Rich Dad Poor Dad is about. It's about this, fundamentals, income statement, balance sheets. The balance sheet is what the rich focus on. Oh, I got a high-paying job and I got expenses. I mean, they're really stupid. And they have no assets down here. But this is what the rich focus on. But Alejandro, when he took it to another level, this here is called technical trading, because all things go up and down. Everything goes up and down. Airplanes go up. Airplanes got to come down. So what happened after 2008 when the market crashed? Ken McElroy and I thought we died and went to heaven because they were giving away real estate for nothing.
Yeah.
All you do is get the loan for it. So we took our bankers this thing here, financial statements, and we borrowed like $300 million. And all these guys say, oh, get out of debt, get out of debt. We were getting into debt so we could buy more cheap real estate. And then it went back up again. Yeah. So as I wrote here in this book here, Rich Dad's Prophecy, the biggest stock market crash was coming. We're in it right now, and guys like Alejandro will get richer, except millions of my guys, my baby boom people will be wiped out when the market comes down. So Alejandro, when I tell you the market's going to crash, do you care?
No, actually not. I can make more money and faster.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those falls recently after the tariffs announcement. It was a lot of money there. I mean, it's like you are creating the money, and you thought through your teachings through your books. I mean, rich people create the money. They doesn't work for money. They don't work for money. So that's true in the markets.
Yeah. So the market's up here. Are you going to invest more for it to go up, or you'll be waiting for it to go here?
Yeah, to go to the bottom. But I can make the puts. The puts are really cheap on those points. It's like a kind of promotion, no? It's like a discount for puts when the market goes down, and then when the market fall, I mean, you make a lot of money through those instruments. But the way that I did, dear Robert, is I started with small deals. Yeah. That's so deep. I didn't start with big deals, buildings, apartment complexes, and all that. No, small deals. A little bit of money here, over there, so I can accumulate an initial capital to invest in big deals or cash flow deals. That's a huge lesson. And through real estate, when I remember that lesson, you were, I think, in Texas or something like that with Ken McElroy, and you explained how increase the value of the property, adding
Yeah.
value, and then you
Right.
refinance the whole thing, and that money is free. And that was like,
Right.
oh my God, what is this?
Oh,
Yeah, it's like an explosion,
tax free.
atomic explosion in my head.
Tax free.
Tax free.
Tax free. Because it's
And
debt.
that's what I do. That's what I do. It was one lesson, and in
Yeah.
turn, it turns into a huge reality for me, doing this kind of
Yeah.
deals and using debt to leverage my money and increasing. But it's, I mean, it's a process. The process is what makes us richer and multimillionaires, because it's been a process. When I read your book, I was 26 years old. Now I am 44. So it's been a while, but I mean, I retired when I was 37. How much is that worth? I mean, it's time, it's health, it's energy, it's a lot of beautiful things for going forward with
Freedom.
these lessons,
It's freedom.
It's
But the
freedom.
biggest point,
Freedom.
yeah, the big point here is this. You can, when I say it's going to crash, Alejandro gets excited.
Yeah.
Other people say, no, 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 no. But he'll get richer faster.
Yes.
But the thing here is this, that is really financial education, because everything goes up, everything comes down. So how much do you look into the future? Like I look at I look at fundamentals.
Yeah.
Like Germany's serious trouble financially. America is in serious trouble. Japan is in serious trouble. So those are the enemies, Japan and Germany, America. And we're deeply in debt, and they keep printing more money. Does it make any difference to you? What do you think about when I tell you that?
Well, in the technical matter, I'm going to find
Nothing.
different opportunities every week,
Yeah.
3, 4 times. So I go step by step. I'm not betting my future into the stock market, because that's not the idea. The idea is that I have to be more dynamic and find these great deals. But I go step by step, a small risk, big reward. Very withdrawing the gains and put it into the new assets. It's like a path. It's not just one trade or one specific opportunity, but it's been ups and downs, as you said, and every single signal that happens through every week is a big opportunity to make capital gains. And after that, uh, every time that happens, Robert, I'm buying a new building, a new complex, because those capital gains gave me this.
You take cash.
Yes.
You take cash. You add more debt to it.
Yes.
And buy real estate.
Yeah, that's a huge lesson.
And you pay no tax.
No tax.
But look at this here, okay? When Bitcoin came out, it went up, I think, to 20,000.
Yeah, 20,000.
So I waited.
Yeah.
Boom, dropped, went up. I saw it get to 1,000, 3,000. Then I did, this is technical trading. I said, how strong is this momentum? So I watched it. I took technical trading for years. And as soon as it passed here, about 6,000, boom. So I picked it up at 6,000. I made my money so many times over. This is another thing too. This I do it with gold.
Yeah, gold is great.
Gold went up to like 700, and then it dropped down to 300 and 2,000. So again, I just bought as much gold as I could, and it went from 300 to $3,500.
Yes.
I 10 times my money. I sold it and I bought a house for cash. But the house only cost me, I think, $450,000. But because that's all I had in the gold, right? $450,000. It went up to 4.5 million. I sold. So it was all free money. I got to pay tax on it because it's capital gains. But anyway, that's the game.
Yeah. No, that was a huge lesson. I remember that seminar that you did in 2008. You talk about gold. It was the price was like $800 at that time, and now it's 3,500. And I
Yeah.
start accumulating silver and gold since then. So I have, if you allow me 1 minute, I can bring like 100 ounces bars. That's what I do, and kilo bars and all those
Yeah.
things, because I love accumulation. That's the problem with a lot of people. They live day by day, and they buy a lot of things. They go to all the fancy restaurants, all the vacation, all the things, luxury stuff and everything, but they don't have any assets. And I
No.
think we have to have this
Yeah.
assets accumulation, and every single day, literally, we receive this cash flow, which I reinvest, and it's so fun and so special. All those teachings that,
Alejandro, you're taking cash
yes,
and converting assets.
yes, no,
I'm saving money.
no, no, no,
Money.
no.
Because if
I'm
gold is
taking
going
money
up,
from the banks.
yeah, the bank money.
And the richer I
But it's,
get, I need more debt. I need more
yeah,
real estate, because I need more
I love
amortization,
that.
more depreciation, more expenses, because
Right.
you have to do it, because if not, it doesn't make any sense. I need more assets. Real estate is incredible. I learned
Yeah.
all that from you, and it was it's
Yeah.
been an amazing time learning those lessons.
Well, I'm very, very proud of you. We're out of time. The point here is this: it's got to start up here.
Yeah, the mind.
You have to choose what to put inside here. And if you're saying, well, I have a safe, secure job and I'm saving money, I own my house, I own a car, that's all you got, you're in trouble.
In trouble, yeah.
If a 401k or an RRSP or a superannuation and the market crashes, you're wiped out.
Yes.
That's how stupid these people are. They're really stupid. Anyway, Alejandro, I'm so proud to have met you. Thank you for my Rolex. Like I said, it's gone up a lot since you gave it to me. The watch is the watch. I looked at the Miele. Is that Miele? Is how you pronounce it?
Oh yeah, this one is a Richard Mille. Yeah.
I haven't stepped up to your league yet.
Remember the one in your birthday? That one was the first Rolex, because one spiritual secret, dear Robert, is appreciation, being grateful, and you
Yeah.
literally saved my life. I can tell you that. My kids,
My,
they don't pay, they don't have these student loans or things like that, because his dad is a wealthy person, very responsible, very, I mean, straight to the plan. And that's a great example. They don't drink, they don't smoke, they are so focused on their goals. And it's because from the beginning they watch, they observed me, by leading by example. So it was I mean, this changed generations from the
yeah.
further time. It's incredible that, and I want to thank you for everything you do for the world.
No.
It's so necessary.
Hey,
All this.
you paid me back more than you know just now. I'm so honored to get to know you because nothing's, it's like your most important job is being a father.
Yes.
And
Yes. I have
the
time.
thing I ask mothers and fathers, what are you teaching your kids? Job security, save money, get out of debt. What are you teaching your kids? And you're teaching them differently.
Yeah.
You teach them that doesn't make any difference, that you can be rich no matter what. So I appreciate that. That's you give me your children as my gift to you. So I thank you for that. Thank you. So I will be right back with the final words from Rich Dad. Welcome back, Robert Kiyosaki. I want to thank Alejandro. I mean, I'm like a proud father when a student comes back to me and says he's made millions of dollars, he's financially free, but he still had to do the work. He had to change up here. And that's why we have Cash Flow 101. And this is 101, financial statement. This is 202, the technicals. So I studied both of that, plus I studied tax law, plus I studied this. But my freedom is worth it. And most importantly is it really makes me sad to see parents getting deeply in debt, sending their kids to colleges and be a Marxist. That makes me upset. But anyway, I was a U.S. Marine and I fought against communism. I still fight today. And the best way to fight communists is be a capitalist. So again, I thank Alejandro. And I thank you all for being part of the Rich Dad community. Thank you very much.
This podcast is a presentation of Rich Dad Media Network.